But I also just want to come in very quickly and say, God has also provided a balance for you.
God has
There's
been
people
faithful.
that
I don't wanna,
actually love you.
I know there are times when I'm at home and I'm actually reflecting and I'm thinking maybe I'm alone in this. You know, maybe the whole world is up against me.
No.
But then I just see God lifting, you know. Even you know, vachimirira the dream that you have.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate you. Kwese kwamuri koko. I thank you for carrying this gift through. It's not easy to be in my shoes. I tell you, it's not. Yeah, it's not a walk in the park at all.
Know.
But somehow Mwari vanoita kuti zvese
Shingoita work together for your good.
work together.
We're going to get to that and talk about some of the things that have gotten you judged, especially in the songs that you just recently released, and then how you would like to actually just set the record straight and educate. Things like that. But look, right now let's focus on some of the songs that also speak to you in your own private spaces. Gemma Griffiths is a dynamic, on the rise young star. And when you look at Ndichatarisa, the contents of that song, in what spaces in your life and in what times does it apply to you? Does it speak to you?
Nguva dzese, you know, because hatina kumwe kwekutarisa, you know, as Christians. And I actually singled out Gemma's song yo for a reason also. Yekuti, you know, young as she is, diverse as she is, she finds time yekutaura nezvaMwari kwatiri. And it's amazing. And for me, you know, ngoratidza what art can do, you know, and what creativity is all about. You can do this and that and everything, but haukanganwe at the end of the day kuti kuna Mwari. But sadly, you know, for us who ventured into music as gospel artists, you know, we are constantly judged and, you know, written off, and, you know, for very, very minor. And then you realize, Kuti, but when it's someone who is coming from the secular side of music, and they come and they package a gospel song like this, you will see Rimoto and their hearts, and they are very accepting to it. There's no judgment, there's nothing. And then I'm just saying, you know what? If you can accept creativity from any other girl in the world, I am just any other girl.
That chick from Harar.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're going to press play on Ndichatari said when we come back, we continue this conversation with Fungisai. Ndichatari, Gemma Griffiths. She's very creative. It's oozing out of her. And when you look at Fungisai, the girl that she is and where she's been and where she is promising to go, bring us a new genre, bring us a new beat. As long as Fungisai is breathing, you will find on top of that.
Look, my kind of Jesus did not die to cripple my creativity. He did not die to give me limitations. Yeah, so I will do everything possible because I believe it comes from God.
Yeah.
And ndimwari vanotoita kuti ndizviite ndinotoshamisika kuti ko ndazviita sei.
Speaking of which, we are at your number 6 song, and I see that there's a song called Heartbreak that you just did. So I think it's only prudent to give you the platform to talk to us about that song. What is this song about?
Okay. So, professionally, I'm a social worker, right?
I know.
And academically, I'm a sociologist. Spiritually, I'm a Christian. So I bring all those dimensions together. They come into play when I'm composing my music, because I need to influence society into something positive. I know zvinonetsa kunzwisisa maKristu akawanda. But this song, it's part of my social work, my developmental social work that I'm doing. Ndichitarisana ni substance abuse, as it is, you know, destroying the young people in our nation. And I said to myself, you know, let me package something positive. Chekuti chinoteererwa namai nemwana. I decided to come up with a conversation between a mother and a son, you know, teach address nyaya substance abuse. And I roped in a young man who is 17 years old, by the name Baba Erija. And for me, it was for the reasons zekuita peer education, uchita futi edutainment, as part of ministry. That's ministry. You know, when you start kubata those realms, that's when you are really operating pane zvawakatumwa chaizvo chaizvo kuti uite naMwari. So edutainment is one of those things where I inspire the young people, and for you to reach out to the young people, you have got to speak a language that they understand. You have got to do things that interest them. They have to look at what you are doing and say, I want to watch it again, I want to listen again. Ndikauya ndichiti makomborero yandakaita 20 years ago, they just flip and they move on. And yet they are the people I want to speak to. I want them to listen to the word yandinayo for them today.
So how has it been received by that target audience for you?
Tremendous. It's amazing. It's amazing. You should just go on YouTube and check for yourself how well it has been received. But you know what happens is there are so many voices that speak when you do a project like that, and you have 1 or 2, 3 people who are skeptic, who do not want to receive you as you are. And unfortunately, it's those 1, 2, 3 people's voices that sound loudest, but behind them there are a million other people who are for you and who will always defend your cause. I
like that, and I want you to park this question in your mind when we get to talk about Silent Killer in the new song that you did together. I want you to park this this question and maybe get a response and try and and think for a response for us to say, what message do you have to those naysayers who genuinely do not understand you? What would you want to say to them?
Sure.
But now let's press play on Heartbreak. Live show vari kutoda look
yakapenga zvayo
inonakidza kani.
Nice song.
Silent Killer makes it to your top 10. Silent Kill Ngwere.
Yes.
And he's got a song inonzi Ichikai Mwari, which I'll be listening to just now.
Yes.
But talk to me about what you saw in Silent Killer that you resonate with.
The gift in me is this thing here could recognize other gifts. When people are gifted, they are gifted by God. Kuti vanopinda pakamanikidzika kuti zvinombonetsa in their gifting azvitore kuti Mwari akavapa chipo. And that is one thing I think that stands out with me. When I see someone are gifted, I try and influence them. Kuvaratidza kuti, with this gift, you can actually package something for the Christian constituency. You can actually make something meaningful. And that's how I find myself in the lives of all these other artists whom people do not consider to be gospel musicians. I've been with JP, I've been with Tuku,
Killer T.
I've been with Killer T.
Them.
You name them.
Okay, so particularly with Silent Killer, it was that gift for you. How was the process of getting him to you on the same page and getting that song out that you guys did?
You know, kana Mwari vakati yes, apana chinoramba. That's what I believe. You know, I never struggled. He's not an easy person.
Yeah.
He's not an easy person. But for me, I tell you, I never struggled. It was just a phone call away to his manager, and the day I was in the studio, they just showed up, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're gonna talk about the song that you did a little bit more, and I think that it answers quite a number of questions that listeners may have, and I think you already even answered it in the previous conversation where you were saying Christians and judgment and putting verdicts on people and things like that, and then you coming in and working with him. So we listen to Silent Killers Ichkai Mwari. We continue the conversation with Fungisai, and we're definitely going to talk about the song that you did with Silent Killer. The moment, and we're definitely going to talk about the song that they did together. And I said that you parked that question that I asked you. I hope you still remember it.
I remember.
Do you remember it now? You don't.
Yeah.
Because I also don't.
We'll start all over again.
But
you know, when I see a person like Silent Killer, you know, I do not kosherwa need the soul of a gifted person, because for me it's about, you know, influencing the nation and society at a macro level. It ceases to be about me. It ceases about to be you or what any other individual believes in. But I come with an understanding that even my children listen to silent. Silent. So I would rather shape the message that he is going to prepare for my children and your children.
Definitely.
That's
You'd rather impact it. That's where you're coming from. All right. So I now remember the question.
Yes.
I genuinely want you to address people that have a problem with that, and from a perspective of us not being defensive, from a perspective, you're a social worker, you're an intellect, from a perspective, you're a psychologist, from a perspective of trying to understand their train of thought and where they are coming from a perspective of accommodating them. So we come back from this song and then we talk about that. Please park it and remember it.
Hopefully I'll remember it.
Morning to Dancing, they unveiled you and these dynamic groups. Talk to me. And Manucci, what does this one do to you? What did you see in this song?
Greatness all the way. Vanhu vese vanda kuunzira panapa, music yese yanda kuunzira panapa. It's only about greatness in the way God has made them and has blessed them, uniqueness wavo, and also greatness of God in making it the way it is. Munhu nemunhu achikwana pake achiita zvaanoita nezvaanogona tese tine nzvimbo in this world.
I like that. About
There's enough space for everyone.
I like that. You know, when we started on Star FM, that was something that was really engraved in us in our leadership. Kut is the home of stars. There's a place to glow and shine for everyone. I like that. Thank you. So there's no need to compete. Let's collaborate. It's best to collaborate.
Every time I fail, I am waiting on you to my birth. Now I know you hear me when I breathe. I'm waiting for a miracle. Almost gave up every time I fail. I've been waiting, you answered my prayer. Now I know you hear me when I pray.
Fantastic time, largely a fantastic time with Fungisai. She's such a vibe to be around, trust me. And to us who've seen her in other spaces, she's such a good person to hang around. And of course, just counting down 10 of these songs that mean something to her. Prince Chigwida did a good song,
Yes.
which was a sensation on TikTok.
Can I tell you something about Prince?
Please tell me something about Prince.
I have a song with Prince.
Really?
Yes, and I actually meant to drop it before Christmas, but I'm thinking twice about
Oh,
it.
you've got a new song with it?
Yes,
Ah,
I
we're
have
waiting.
a new song
We are
with
waiting.
Prince.
We are in
so
waiting.
maybe I'll drop it just after New Year. I
Please
guess.
drop the song. That's the most important thing. Truguida song you, but apaka feature Baba Harare.
Yes.
What was it about you on this song? Was it Baba Harare? Was it Prince? Was it the
It was
message?
Prince. In fact, both of them.
Mm-hmm. You know, Kuita I say song in Nzwai Mam.
It's an amazing song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like for me, I love it when people come from two different worlds and they collaborate for the purposes of giving the best to the nation. You know, that coming together yekuita chinhu chakanaka, because kune vanhu vanoungana kuronga zvinhu zvakaipa.
Isaiah 54.
So kana vanhu vakabva kune zvavari kuita and
Yeah.
say, now we are doing this song for God, for the people. In I'm in.
I like that. You
Yeah.
just reminded me of Isaiah 54 verse 15 that says, surely they shall gather together, but not by me. Everybody who gathers together against you shall fall for your sake. Saka gathering together, no kanzizvo, kana kari positive. I want count me in.
Ndinenge ndiripo.
Church person vanesitira vanenge vachitiwa nawo ipapo.
Ripontiisa mahearts.
We press play on Inzwai Mambo, and then when we come back, we crown your biggest song, and of course, we get you to answer that question. Let's check it out.
Simplex Music.
It's a good collaboration, really. It is actually
Powerful voices
quite a
coming
good
together.
collaboration. And Prince Chigwida has really been trying to find his feet and to carve out his own path. And that is what we respect. When you get there and you want to be different and you also want to make your mark, that's
Yeah.
very important. Look, we've counted down 9 of your favorite songs or songs that are carrying you in this particular season and the ones that have carried you before. And we are right at the apex of your songs. And I see your song with Silent Killer, and I think I understand why. It's definitely your song of the season. But I think that's where we come in with that question. You mentioned a little bit kuti
Oh yes.
in fact, King David gets to a place where he says, "Chesa chinori
True.
I think it's Psalms 150.
Yes.
But then there's that because the sound is very traditional, not taking away anything from that. It's very and people are not used to that.
Authentic Zimbabwean sound.
And I think that's where most of the concern was. So there's Silent Killer, and then there's Mbira now, and then so I would like for you to address it from that perspective at for somebody who genuinely doesn't understand why.
Okay. First, it's about my identity, right? When I present myself first as a person, as Fungisai akazvarwa muZimbabwe mumhuri yazvakawa pano handitika, and so that's my identity. And the Zimbabwean instrument that we know from time immemorial, the ancient sound of Zimbabwe, is Mbira sound, which is in my DNA, passed on from way back. Mbira ndo dzinotongorera musoro. That's why you find kuti I took on a Thomas Mapfumo beat. Ndichitanga kuti vanogona is playing on a Mbira sound. Yakatorwa Mbira ikaiswa pamaguitars. Zvinoshamisa kuti as Zimbabweans tinotadza kuita proud of the people that we are and the things that God endowed us with, making us unique from the whole world. Kunzi imi muri maZimbabweans munozikanwa nekuti mune Mbira, and you say no, ngatitore Mbira tiridze tiri pakeyboard tirase ids. I don't think Mwari would be offended of me presenting myself as a Zimbabwean on a world stage, being able to worship God using the instruments zino identify with us as Zimbabweans. So it's about being proud of who you are, owning who you are, and knowing that you can approach God. I
like that. And just very quickly, there were some sections that said that Fungisai anoda kustay ari relevant, and kupisa over writer on that and things like that. Do you resonate with that? I think you do, because in your previous response you actually said kuti indozvo ndakatosikirwa kuti kana paine chiri kuda kugadziriswa ndotogadziriswa. What would you say to that?
It depends on what perspective a person wants to use to look at it. But for me, my ministry is in changing the world, influencing everyone kuti aende in the positive direction. So it matters who is speaking to the people. For me, it matters who is talking to the people right now, who is being listened to the people. Because ndakamusiya achiita zvinhu zvandinenge ndichifunga kuti maybe ndogona kuzvichinja zvikaita nani. We can bend the whole thing, but I have that power yekuti I can influence and say, okay, fine. We know that Zim Dancehall is known for spreading violence, obscenities, and all the things negative. But I can bring this one close to me and make him see that he can sing something positive. From there, instead of kuimba zvinhu zvinenge zvisingaite, akuti takangodaro tinofamba naJesu, akuti kwaive kufamba kwaPaulos. For me, that's a plus. So andinyare kushanda nemunhu ari kunzwikwa nemunhu panguva iyoyo nevanhu panguva iyoyo, because it matters.
Thank you. Totally appreciate that. And of course, just to sort of put that into perspective, there are some sections of Zim Dancehall really that have been raised as a concern, and others really are clean lyrics and
very clean,
they are good. So thank you for bringing that into perspective and why you worked with Silent Killer and all of that. So Vanava Pera is the song that is on your number 1 list right now.
Number 1, guys, and I'm gonna watch our YouTube by number 1 because I was trending kusvika panumber 2 and then I was thinking ndichasvika ku1 ndakutanga kuona yakuenda down. I'm like, aiwa guys, everyone who is watching now, please have it 1 katatu pazuva, so at least ndimbonzwa kuti 1 inoita sei.
Mumbonzwa kuti pa trending number 1 Paris. Thank you so much Fungisai for coming and for explaining all of these things that you've explained to us. We definitely see what you said. Prince Chigwida is coming and is new. Those are some of the new things that are happening. And of course I know that you're Fungisai Jakava Pano Mashavavi across all social media platforms. We wish you all the very best in 2024.
Thank you.
And
Merry
definitely
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We hope to see you on another angle in 2024.
Maybe I'm retiring this time.
Kuti kudaro.
But you know, zvinongokudenda so.
Watozviti
Kana
ndanyara.
zvatongouya, then I have to do it.
There was a conversation which you and I actually had. I think we were having lunch somewhere or something. Or we were home. And then you actually said to me,
I retire every day.
Next thing, there she is with silent kid. So it's not happening. But look, thank you so much to all of our listeners also that were listening. I leave you here with Puruwe Kusakubva on Star FM, sounding good all the time. And of course, on Capital 100.4 FM, it's Saviour's the secret ingredient. Don't forget that voting for the top 50 is open now. And of course, you check out our social media platforms to find out what will be happening. Walk out with Fungisai and Silent Killer Vana Mapira.
To worship. All this and more at a Not 2024 Night of Thanksgiving featuring Bishop Benjamin Dube, Kaya Mtetwa, Pastor G, Timbalami, Joyful Praise Choir, The Unveiled, Tarirone Gitari, Bethany Pasnawako with your host Janet Manyoa from 4 p.m. live at the HICC on the 1st of January 2024. Tickets available from Ticket Box and Kenlink Pharmacies, Avondale, Kensington, Borrowdale, and Joyner City.
Season's greetings from Star FM.
The number one station.
It's celebration time. Star FM has won the Marketers Association of Zimbabwe Super Brand Electronic Media Award for 2023 for Best Radio Station. We've won it for a 7th time, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thanks for your support. Star FM, the Super Brand Radio.
Okay, let me fix your audio in case you want to play audio notes. Right. Just test what you do. No, I don't play my audios. Do you play audios?
No.
Okay.
I don't play audios.
Okay, cool.
Bye.